It's a whole different issue in China now that they've sort of curbed their own infections. Is all about limiting imported coronavirus cases.
Right, as the number of cases slows pretty dramatically in China, authorities are really shifting their attention to stopping this virus from being re-imported back into the country. So Beijing is taking a major move. They will now be quarantining all travelers from overseas at designated locations for 14 days. These people will have to pay their own cost of their quarantines. And this also includes Chinese citizens. So it means that even people who live in the city cannot return home. So by far, this is one of the most extreme measures to be undertaken by any major international hub to stop the virus from coming into an area. And that's because Beijing actually hasn't reported any locally transmitted cases of the virus for more than a week. All of the city's 16 new confirmed cases over the week have come from travelers in countries including the US, Italy, and Spain. I also want to point out that meanwhile, in South Korea, infections have slowed as well, and President Moon Jae-in now wants to share its tips for containment, asking Donald Trump to hold a G20 teleconference to discuss how South Korea reduced the speed of the virus. They've, of course, been praised for being the fastest pace of testing around the world, which allowed early detection of cases, as well as lowering the mortality rate to lower than average.
Selina, what are the latest developments that we're seeing when it comes to the virus spread in Asia? It's interesting just hearing the kind of narrative. There's some concern about complacency, even in the countries where we have seen the spread really quite successfully curtailed.
That's right. We're really looking at an issue where countries need to stay on high alert. As I just mentioned, South Korea has been praised for their efforts, and they're hoping to share some of the techniques that they've taken. But most importantly, what we're really looking forward to today is this data dump from China, where we're expecting to see an across-the-board contraction for the first time on record, with much of China's economy shut down for that January and February period. So industrial output, a rough proxy for economic growth, forecast to have shrunk 3% from a year earlier. That's down from nearly 6% expansion in 2019. Fixed asset investment also expected to have fallen, and retail sales, which was already weak, expected to have contracted a dramatic 4%, with people confined to their homes and closed shops and restaurants. So this picture may be repeating across more Asian economies if this containment is not successful.